What's going on, man?
Where are you at today?
I'm trying to get my fucking.
Do we lose him already?
Yep.
Probably somewhere in Ward County or
Yeah.
Winkler.
Somewhere in West Texas. There he is. You back? Oh, it
I
was.
guess you could call
Oh,
in.
there you are.
There I am.
How you doing, man?
Oh, another day. Nice.
Where are you headed back from?
Still on the Lease Road off of 385 in between us and Andrews.
Sounds like a fun stretch of road, man.
What's that?
Sounds like a fun stretch of road.
Oh, yeah. A lot of trees. What are y'all drinking? Let's go. What do y'all
You got any
going?
plans this weekend, man?
Shit. Drink some beer. Hang out. Look for a house to buy.
Ultra Amber Max last week.
Looking for a house to buy. All right. You already got the Escalade?
Shit, not yet. I gotta get the house first. I gotta get a pre-order house, and then the estate's coming up next. Unfortunately.
We know a guy that does slinging mortgages if you need somebody to talk to.
License in Texas.
I've got a guy working out of Lubbock on it right now, but if he doesn't work out, for sure, I'm gonna have to figure something out because I'm tired of renting my entire life. I've never bought a house before, so.
I mean, it's got its ups and downs. It's not all it was cracked up to be for me, though.
Everyone says that with inflation and all that shit, that the housing market is just gonna keep going up. So who knows? Though
Everything's
I
gonna
might lose my ass.
Everything's going to keep going up until everything crashes back down. That's for damn sure.
Yeah.
But,
I mean, WTI showed that same thing.
I wonder. Is the real estate market in Midland back to being like just scorching hot?
Oh, it's insane. We're in like a cookie cutter neighborhood.
Yeah.
And they're like little 3-bed, 2-bath houses, like 17, 1800 square feet, and they're selling for like $370,000.
Sounds bad.
Like I can piss off my porch and hit back the fence in my yard. That's how.
No, yeah, I know all those neighborhoods are tiny. They all suck. There's no lot line spacing.
No, and they're throwing up houses like crazy out here right now too.
So what were you working on today, man?
I've been all over, dude. I started out in Odessa, and then I went to Montans, and then I went to Wiggett, and then I went to Grand Falls, and went to Imperial, and then I backtracked over to Kermit, and now I'm over in Andrews.
How many miles have you driven today?
Technically, I'm not pumping anything. I'm just kind of overseeing the pumper that we have, but the pumper we have is not the greatest, so I kind of have to come in and
everybody's struggling to find good hands right now.
Dude, I can't find a pumper
I got
to save
two
my life.
good hands right here, man. We got somebody named A. Free Rock joining the chat here. See if they
I bet it's cheeseburger.
Can figure out their audio settings.
Alberta's going off on that Spaces that's going on right now.
I didn't know that people were still doing that.
I didn't either. I just went into it because I saw Alberta was in there.
I already spend too much time on Twitter, and I don't even like interact with anybody. So I don't need to get sucked into actually interacting with people.
Yeah, like the one time I got into a spaces with a bunch of people that I recognized on Twitter, they were like talking about butt sex and everything. And I was like, yeah, I'm just not going to waste my time on this one.
Yeah. I don't know what anybody's talking about half the time. So I'm like, I don't even, like, what's the point of joining? Like, I don't know what the hell you're talking about, this hedge fund. I don't even know what a hedge fund is, honestly.
You don't know what a hedge fund is?
I mean, I know it's like a, I don't know, like an investment deal, but that's all I know they have a lot of money and that's it. Slight flex. This gas meter sold 87.7 MCF today.
Nice getting. I'm trying to think what. I guess you probably get Waha pricing for it.
Oh yeah, DC screws us in the ass big time. And they shut us in half the time, and then don't ever even like call anybody or say anything. So we have stuff bad at our battery because they shut the gas line and never tell anybody.
Well, they probably didn't know that they had shut down that line, right?
Oh, yeah. They have a lock on. They'll come over here and lock us out, like put a lock on their side of the meter and shut the valve.
I just can't think of any reason you wouldn't be trying to move gas in the Permian. I guess.
Well, if they have something downstream,
right. If they have a gas plant,
that happens, and that happens to our shit in South Texas all the time.
I mean, we had
a lot of the time the line pressure will just get way too high, so they'll have to come and shut everybody down for like 2 or 3 days and let the line pressure die back down. So I don't know. It's got to be something on at their plant where they can't accept that much, too much gas.
Or sometimes it's construction going on, somebody tapping into the line somewhere, either upstream or downstream from where you're at, things like that where, I mean, I guess people can still do hot taps, but most of the time on those high pressure lines, shut everything down for tapping in. Nice. So I can't help but notice there's no snow on the ground. So you must not be in Michigan.
Hell no. I want nothing to do with that.
I mean, so it's like 80 here in San Antonio today, which is, not unusual for December. So is it like, what, 90, 95 out in Andrews County?
My truck says 83 right now.
Not bad. That's a nice day.
Yeah, it's not too bad. Just enough to where you have to put your air conditioner on in your truck.
You buying any more wells anytime soon?
Well, yeah, I took over those other ones. I got them from Art Oil and Gas. And I just took them over on the first.
So how many wells total are you running now?
All together between like what I have a piece of, the pot in, probably about 250, 200, something like that.
Damn, I didn't realize it was that many.
Yeah, if everything runs right, I mean, I only had like 15% in most of those, but if everything is running right, like right now, we've got a list of like 25, 30 wells that we have to pull, bring back on. But yeah, if we can get all pulled, we'll be doing 400 barrels a day.
I wonder how.
Nice. What's up? What's up, Birdman?
There's the Goose Squad.
I'm trying to buy as much crap as we can so I can just sell it all and be done in a year or two.
How's your ESG score these days, Andy?
I couldn't even tell you.
You're gonna need to know that if you go public.
I don't want any part of public. I'm probably gonna try and sell to like a family office little family outfit or something like that. Doesn't know what the heck they're doing or getting into.
So you're trying to sell to yourself?
Basically, yeah. Like there's a buddy out here. I guess he's a buddy. And he had a bunch of junk wells, like junk wells. And some family outfit came in, and I think he was only doing like 100 barrels a day or something like that. But he had a bunch of other leases and acreage and stuff. He sold for $12 million. I was just like, it's insane. You think with university lands, all the freaking money they have, they do a little bit better on the roads.
No, that's the operator's responsibility, not their responsibility. That's what they tell you.
In turn, I'm probably gonna have a lease I need you to look at. That's university lands. They were trying to terminate the lease a while back, and I don't know what for. So
you could always ask Pollard what he thinks about it.
Yeah, I'll tell you.
Yeah, man, I'd be happy to take a look at it. I mean, because what I think Josh showed me and Tui kind of that area. So is that like what is that like Ward County? Yeah, Ward is where they've got.
Yeah, I think Tui. I think from last I heard, Ward was. Are they about to drill some wells over there south of Wicket? Did I hear that right or no?
No, our stuff is kind of north and south of Pio.
North and south of Pio. Okay.
What's that? It's like, there's that pilot right there off the
Yeah. So right where that pilot's at,
if
you go south, right before you get on that highway, there's a lease road you can turn off into. I've got some leases over on that road. I think it's County Road 4. I think it's County Road 420.
Nice. Does that sign disappear frequently?
I don't know, man. That's like there is.
I might have had it back.
Obviously, because it's university, that's no people's. There is not a god dang soul out there in that part of the world.
What's up, WTX? Where are you?
I'm headed to County Road 420. I'm in Barstow right now.
Lovely Barstow.
I'm in Barstow right now. Is this? Can you hear me? Hear me all right?
Yeah, you're good.
First time I got it going on the.
Hey, progress, man.
Yeah, I can't get mine to go over my truck still.
But you guys don't have like AirPods or whatever.
Not everybody did. No. Andy's got a fancy truck, but he's not fancy with the AirPods.
Yeah, that's too much technology.
I would rather have my AirPods in my Tradesman Edition Ram truck that like.
What is the Tradesman Edition?
It's like the step up above just like a basic fleet vehicle. the Tradesman package. Cloth seats.
Holy shit! We got the mustache on right now.
Hey guys.
Oh,
how's it going, man?
Yeah. There's Moody.
It's good. Yeah.
What are you up to this morning, Eddie?
Oh, not much. Just doing a plugging procedure for a well, so I needed a break for sure.
I hear you on that.
So what we got brewing today?
Well, finishing up some of these Michelob Ultra Amber Maxes that our beer sponsor brought by. They're
I guess it's return to make.
I don't know. It's better than a regular Michelob Ultra, but it's not really saying much.
Low bar.
So
Yeah, exactly. Very low bar.
yeah, but had a couple of Modelo's at lunch, so you know we're getting there.
Well, good deal.
Yeah, I got a big game tomorrow morning. Sick of Bears. Gonna go fuck up the Cowboys' chances at the
As you're
CFP.
wearing your Oklahoma State orange,
See, I kind of figured that this is more like UT orange, but like burnt orange.
I think Oklahoma State is racist.
I think Oklahoma State is more like orange, but I don't know. I mean, recently they've been more like into the black uniforms. We've got Bird and Bender on here, but we can't hear them right now. They're in the car.
We can hear them for a second.
They're in the car with their wives on the way to the lake, so that may be why we have it muted.
Oh, good.
We got Andy, we got WTX, we got Moody, we got Pulse Boys. They got a really low signal. So, what's going on this weekend, Moody?
I'm pumping this weekend. It's my weekend, so I'm hoping for snow so I can try out the new plow.
I mean, that is a pretty badass rig, man.
Dude, yeah, you should see it in real life. It's pretty cool. It's a what is it? It's a 86 GMC, and they're normally designed like as a deuce and a half, but this one it's actually got 4-wheel drive, and so it's got air lockers in the front. You can lock in both front tires. It's pretty sweet. It's a pretty slick machine, really.
How old is that thing?
It's an 86.
It's not too bad.
No,
It's
got
not like
30,000 miles on it.
or anything.
No. But they're kind of they're a unicorn in the world because of the 4-wheel drive. So it's pretty sweet.
So, back when I was working up in Pennsylvania, occasionally, I mean, most of the time you'd see somebody with like a, like heavy duty Dodge truck with a plow on the front, but occasionally you'd see somebody with like a newer Tahoe, and you're like, that must have cost a lot of money in fab work to get that done, because those are like fiberglass bumpers. That's not like a bolt-on bumper that you can take off easily,
No, that's got to come off because you got to tie in the frame. I have a 3/4 ton Chevy that has a plow on it too, but it wasn't cutting the mustard. But it's the same way. It had a grill guard on, so we had to pull the grill guard off to put the plow mounts on it. But I'm pretty much Mr. Plow now, I think.
It's my grandparents.
That's right.
It's really funny. Anytime it's snowed, you see them taking out because they're just like knocking out people's driveways for like a few kilometers or in random store parking lots for like $2.50.
Or they're just like calling Moody and they're going to get more beer.
Probably. It's really funny. Like it's everybody pops up with their plows attached to the front of their trucks as their little winter side hustle.
Yeah.
When I lived in Kansas, the going thing there in Colorado was a skid steer attachment. Just about everybody had a skid steer or a tractor or something, and it had the wings on the front plow to push it one way or the other or to scoop it.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, and that's what I have on my pickup. It's a V plow, and you can do the same thing. You know, it's got two separate hydraulic wings, and you can, you know, either V plow or you can scoop. You can do a lot of different things. But yeah, I got a mile and a half of gravel road, and it was not cut mustard, man. It was. I went through a bunch of different cutting edges, and it wasn't doing it. So I got that huge plow with a 12-foot moldboard. It's going to do a good job.
Yeah, I dropped out of college and went to work for the county road department in like snowpocalypse, and they put me in a payloader plowing county roads.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, it worked, and then it was just wild times. You have to get down there in the payloader, and like you're scooping out a road, and you can only scoop as wide as your scoop is, right? So you're
Sure.
you know, the ice and the snow that you've scooped out is 10 foot over the cab. It's like, if this thing falls in, I'm dead.
Yeah. People in the South don't understand that kind of stuff that we deal with up here. It's terrible.
Man, we had some snow in January, February.
See, I think in the 4 years I lived in Houston, we saw snow like 3 separate times.
You only lived in Houston for 4 years?
Yep.
I thought you lived there.
It was all I could get.
Well, what's everybody buying and what's everybody selling these days?
Acreage. Everybody's buying acreage.
No. Speaking of, like, I was talking to a battery about this the other day. How much does kind of the drastic correction in what pricing either stuff that is currently being marketed, you know, to the process, or decent sized packages here. They push the process out. So, you know, it's just interesting to see. Big swing down prices.
What's happening in San Antonio this weekend?
Well, I guess we're trying to make sure you guys can hear us first.
There now, it's much better now.
Okay. I don't know what. I guess the batteries were dying on the soundboard or something. Or
Is it working now?
No, it is. It sounds like you guys are broadcasting from Bikini Bottom.
yeah, no. Colin said he can hear us. I think the soundboard must have been running out of juice or something.
I had it plugged in, but it might not be getting enough power. Maybe that's like cut out a few times.
Oh, okay. He said it sounded like we were broadcasting from the bottom of the ocean. He said Bikini Bottom specifically. But not sure you get the SpongeBob reference.
Not yet. Sometime soon. Hot dog, you
I think
there?
it's the road noise from the car, from somebody's car.
Yeah, I had to mute
Oh yeah,
Andy.
yeah.
Yeah, hold on, honey. I'm talking with my internet friends. If I don't talk to them, we're gonna have some problems. Okay? Is it okay?
If you don't talk to your internet friends, then they don't exist.
What's going on?
How you doing, man?
We're doing. We're staying busy for sure. Nope, we're not doing that, Rory. We just turned on another well up north, so
Nice.
it's doing good. We had a good Michigan Oil and Gas Christmas meeting yesterday. You kind of put your ear to the ground on what's going on up there and see what folks are doing. But we're doing good. I think a lot of operators, if gas stays above 3, we're still in a good spot. So yeah, it dropped and everything else, but we're doing okay.
So I got a quick question for you. Why do you only show videos of the same 2 wells? I feel like the other wells.
That's so hurtful. I don't know how you want to. I work so hard for that content. I got my dog eating shit on video today. I mean, all this stuff is just. This is, I come on here. I got to leave for dinner in 10 minutes, and that's what you guys hit me with. I know the real reason is that Aurora. These are my friends. I can't do this. Hold on. The reason is because we don't have a pumper for that well, so it's my responsibility. I'm going there, and then to be honest, yeah. So, and the rest of our assets are 3 hours north. Next week I'll be out there and kind of showing more of that. But that's really, minus. We have those 2 wells, and then some interest in other wells, but I don't go to those. But in Oakland County, that's what we have, and that's the closest to us. But yeah, fair question, I guess. But
do y'all still have snow on the ground up there?
No, it melted off. It did. Okay. It did melt off, but we'll get hit with some more here. I'm sure. So.
How far a drive do you have to get to the game tomorrow?
We got about 4 hours and 45 minutes. So not too bad, and we'll stay overnight there. So not too bad of a deal. No, it'll be good.
What time's that game?
I have not even looked at the spread.
That's at 8:00 Eastern.
Okay, my game's at 11 a.m. So I don't know. It looks like I'm gonna be drunk all day.
That's a damn shame. I did. What was I going to say?
You think Oklahoma's going to announce their new head coach at halftime of the Big 12 championship?
I could not care less about who Oklahoma's new head coach is.
Is it going to be like?
Have they announced Robert Hefner V as the new head coach?
I think he'd be more like the mascot, maybe.
New president of the university.
You guys need to stop. He works harder than all of us, and you need to quit. That's not. We don't do that. That's
nobody understands how hard he works in energy.
Look at that. Another business owner trying to shit on W2 workers.
Yep.
Hey, has GW shown up at your office yet?
Has GW showed up at my office? No, but I'm sure he will. And we're ready for him. I'm not sure what that means, but we're ready for him. So it will happen, I'm sure. It will happen.
Well, Colin, WTX, what are y'all watching tomorrow?
Let's see. Definitely, yeah. I wish I could watch the Big 12 championship, but that ain't happening because I got to freaking work. And so the afternoon slate, I'll catch the afternoon slate.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll probably hit the Big 12, Big 10, and I didn't even verify the SEC championship tomorrow. What time is that? Isn't it tomorrow?
Yeah, it's 3
yep. Central.
Yep.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I'll just do all 3 of those.
So are you gonna meet up with Tejano Brown at the sports bar when he gets off his shift?
I doubt it. I'm still recovering from Thanksgiving, so it'll be at the Casa de WTX.
Alan, would you say that your production has gone up with that stash or no? That thing is just.
I would say that it is maintained. The stash hasn't had any material impact on production, unfortunately.
Well, that should be
just engagement on social media.
Yes. Increased engagement on social media has been no benefit.
Yeah.
Or non-benefit. I'm not sure. I can't tell you.
I'm not going to lie. When intern sent that calendar out, I went to 30. That was some funny shit. I went through all of them real quick.
That probably needs to stay in the trust shirt.
I thought you were saying that you couldn't skip forward.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
That's what I heard.
From 1 to 2 to 3 to like a creep. So I'm going through all of them, trying to check them out. But hey, that's the deal.
I appreciate that calendar intern. That's gonna give me a very Merry Christmas.
That's probably the coolest thing that Tui's ever done, right?
I mean, I can't really say that because he does.
He's your boss.
Sign my invoices every month.
Probably the best.
Hasn't GW been on here before?
Yeah, he has popped in. A couple times, 2 or 3 times.
I don't know if he ever figured out his audio where he could talk.
He said something one time. I think it was that episode where Lindsay asked if anybody knew how to work a bee.
That's what
And then she got mad that everybody laughed at her. She's probably listening right now.
And I can appreciate that. I despise Adobe. I use Firefox now.
Is that a joke?
Not at all. Not at all. Adobe sucks.
I don't think Adobe's a browser.
Unless you can do Adobe type stuff in Firefox.
I
I don't know. I use Adobe all the time. I have to.
What do you use Adobe for?
Like skim maps.
Oh, right.
Believe it or not,
Acrobat Reader. Is that what you're saying?
Well, no. What's the other Adobe? I use Acrobat Reader too, but
There's Photoshop.
Adobe Creator
Or
whatever the heck it is.
For all of your old school maps.
Yep. Well, my pet exports, so that way you can scale them, right? You can have actual, true scaled maps.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah. If you like a 2x3 or a 24-inch by 36-inch map, it's you can scale it, inch to 200 scale or whatever.
So back in the day, we were using this program called Subdivide 12, and we were trying to set our scale manually with that. You have to get a clip of the legend and set your distance.
Yep.
According to the legend and everything, and then you import your deed plots and all of that, which you've set to that same scale. And dude, it just never fucking worked.
Oh no, that's a pain in the ass, and that's how I used to have to do it a similar way, because I had an AutoCAD program, and you'd import a TIFF and base, and you have the downloaded cadastral survey, your PLS, section, township, and range grid, and then you have to scale the TIFF to that grid, and get it roughly as close as you can.
The problem with Subdivide was it was not actually ever made to be used for that, and it had a memory leak issue, so that you would have to experiment with cropping your TIFF to be as small as possible, but cover just the area that you needed. because if it was too large, it would crash the program.
Right, absolutely, and that is big issue with importing TIFFs because most programs can't deal with it for that exact same reason. It's just it eats your processor up. It runs it up to 98% usage.
Yeah, real quick. And I mean,
Yep.
it's awesome because you have basically lossless image quality. There's no compression on a TIFF.
Right.
But at the same time, yeah, most programs can't process that because it's just too much data.
Yeah, and I think the other way they got around that is, at least Petra, what they've done, and it's hard to doubt Petra, but what they do is you can use background layers that instead of having them, embedded in the file, it's got an active source that hyperlinks out to the web. And so it runs your background layers off the web. And so it doesn't eat up your processor by, having to import TIFFs in the background.
I haven't heard of Petra. I assumed that you were talking about the chick. So what is this Petra that you're talking about that's not the girl in Midland?
It's like
It is
program, basically, or the geologists use it a lot.
Yeah, Geos. Yep, it's geologic software, mapping software, basically. It's through IHS.
Huh. I'll have to check that out.
Yeah, Davis's geologist uses it.
Geology.
What?
Are you going to do some geology?
I mean, dude, I could probably do better geology than some of the people I work with. That's for damn sure. Where, I'm not allowed to talk to the geologist anymore because she sent me a location like sticks one time and said, can we build this location? And I said, well, that's in the middle of a 30-acre frac pond, so I can move it, 2,200 feet to the west, or I can move it, 1,800 feet to the north, or I can see if we can build an island in the middle of the frac pond, or I can try to contact somebody about getting an offshore rig set up in the middle of our frac pond. You just let me know what you think would work best. And she fucking called all of her bosses. My broker got a phone call about it. Broker calls me and he's like, hey man, what did you say to the geologist? And I read the email to him and he was like, okay, I thought you said something horribly offensive to her, but you're not allowed to talk to her anymore. She did not appreciate that joke. And I was like, dude, why would anybody ever take me seriously about anything? But clearly that's a fucking joke, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, absolutely. unless you're ultra sensitive, I guess.
She thought I was just being an asshole, and I was like, I mean, no, that would be actually really cool if we could get a rig out there in the middle of our frac pond, but why would we?
Well, yeah. It's not like you can't steer that well from additional 1,500 feet away.
Yeah, but also at the same time, she was mad that nobody told her that there was a frac pond there. And I was like, yeah, that's not really something that we normally would communicate to geology,
No, but at some point there has to be some cross-reference with land and geology at some point.
Well,
right?
But geology would say, we don't care what's on the surface. And it's like, okay, well, then I don't really care what's under it.
See, you do work with bad geologists because the ones I've worked with, when they're like,
we work with some terrible geologists.
We'd like to put a well, here. It's like, well, can't really do that because you're going to plop it right on the middle of a 32-inch pipeline right away.
Oh, yeah. Our big thing is we like to put well pads on top of old well heads. And so I get on the railroad commission and I'm looking and I'm like, yeah, we're going to have to move it 600 feet this way. And they're like, oh, well, you haven't even been out there on the site. How do you know that? Well, because there's an old well right there.
Dude, that's just more planning. I mean, I've never ran into that before.
What's up, DB?
Yeah,
Did we lose him? He was here for just a second. Yeah, I think the planning part, and then geology is always changing, well spacing and everything up till the last minute, which makes it extremely difficult to go out and tell a landowner, I'm going to build a pad somewhere in this area in this 3,500 foot span at some point in time.
Yeah, no, it doesn't quite work like that. I get it. But normally, it's kind of try to at least reference the Railroad Commission to see what in the world is going on in the surface, so that you're at least aware of well bores especially.
Well, for well bores, for sure. But then also, I mean, all you have to do is just pop over to Google Earth real quick.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
oh, okay. Like, shit, there's a railroad right there.
Yeah.
Or
there's a pipeline right away that goes right through the middle of that.
Or the best was we tried to stake a well pad one time, and nobody had bothered to look at the location beforehand. And we went out there, and it's 12 feet off of the corner of this guy's house that he actually lives in. And he was like, guys, if you put a stake in the ground right there, I'm walking inside and I'm getting my shotgun, and you better get the fuck off my property.
Because what is it? Most normal, it's pretty normal lease language. It's got to be like
300 feet.
300 feet from
Yeah.
a building.
Oh, absolutely. And that was for sure in the lease. And it's like, I was standing out there, not my prospect. I was standing there and I was like, who was supposed to look at this? Like, this isn't going to work, guys.
Yeah, that's bad.
I'm wondering if the Tulsa guys are ever going to join us. They're still here.
They're too busy talking about how much fun they're going to have at the lake this weekend.
Well, I'm just wondering, what's up, guys? Are we on mute in the car?
Well, you were on mute. Now you're not.
So can the wives hear us? Can they say hello?
What's up?
There's
Daddy, say hi.
just Buddy Stewart Glade.
Hello.
That was more enthusiastic than I was expecting.
Hey,
What-
she's sporting the Landman Life hat right now.
Nice.
That's awesome, man. What are y'all up to right now?
Yeah. We're going to Grand Lake, and we're gonna hang out and drink beer tonight. Then we got a pheasant hunt in the morning in Arkansas.
So which
We're gonna come back.
I'm gonna guess Grand Lake.
Not Lake Hefner.
Not Lake Hefner.
You guys are
That's not
fancy
really a lake, that's
AF
like a-
going pheasant hunting.
I know. Well, it's a customer deal.
I mean, it's
We have a
pretty
service company too, so we're taking our best customer hunting.
So I was talking with Max Gagliardi this morning, and I was telling him that he needs to get you and Mr. Buddy Stewart Wade on the podcast at some point to talk about what you guys are up to.
Dude, I'd do it. I mean, he's such a Bitcoin maxi. I don't think we'll see eye to eye. But I mean, he's
Yeah,
die hard, dude. He's
it's,
die hard.
It's some good content to have somebody that disagrees with you every now and then, right?
Oh yeah. I mean, we like Bitcoin. We have a mind. It's just like I'm just like not into it, you know. Like,
You're
these
more of
guys
a
are
like
into it.
making money maximalist.
Exactly. You know, it's like I just want to ask questions about like what I think about, you know, like this you know, plot and how it predicts Bitcoin pricing and things, and it's like, yeah, dude, I just really have no clue. Like, really don't know much about it. Don't know how any of the like algorithms and all those things work. Really don't know.
You know who does actually
We just have a mind.
claim to be an expert on Bitcoin? Definitely.
Oh, I was thinking of somebody else. Yeah, no, of course. I mean, he has a deep knowledge of
I didn't get a pipe.
Bitcoin,
I don't have one either
deep
yet.
knowledge
Here, I have
He
a.
works so hard in energy.
a deep knowledge of the internal workings of
$dollars.
USC contracts.
Yeah, seriously. And the Oklahoma real estate market.
Quarters.
That's right. Deep knowledge of the internal workings of the OU athletic program.
Who are we talking about right now?
You know, the guy that
I don't
has
have any idea who we're talking about. Oh my
a
god!
lake and a street named after his family.
Robert the Fifth.
That's right.
The fifth generation Oklahoman.
As Alberta has coined him, the Earl of Lake Hefner.
Fucking piece of shit, Pike Pass, piece of shit. Dude, is there any other state that makes you pay just to drive down the road besides this piece of shit?
I think.
No.
Texas, yes.
Well, Texas has it in spots, but it's more like a convenience thing. It's like take this less crowded, more efficient route, but you have to pay for it.
But you don't have to stop if you have the easy tag. You don't have to stop at the toll.
Yeah, no, I mean, even if you don't have the tag, they just snap your license plate and send you a bill. So like you don't have to stop.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But it's not like the turnpike where you got to freak stop and count out quarters.
I think Illinois is really bad about toll highways.
Yes. Yep. Illinois is bad. Yep.
They're bad about everything, dude.
Right.
They are.
It's
actually not a terrible state to operate oil and gas wells in, though, believe it or not.
So I think when I looked on drilling info this week, there's like still 4 rigs running in Southern Illinois.
Looking around, like.
Yeah, I
Random
think the.
Noise, yeah.
I know Pioneer is probably drilling some wells there, and Campbell, I would bet, probably has a couple of rigs going, and potentially Station.
Pioneer.
Yeah, I know I had looked.
Yeah, Pioneer. Yeah.
Like the Las Colinas Pioneer.
You know, I'm not sure. They're so freaking many Pioneers. I have no idea. I don't track those guys.
You know,
But I know
Continental used to be
Campbell
big.
and I know Citation.
Continental used to be really big in the Illinois basin.
Yeah, there's a Citation is like the last kind of like mid-major that's out there now. It's really a localized basin now.
Is this hot dog talking?
But it actually. Oh, this is
No, it's
Colin.
just Moody, Mustache Moody.
I was just impressed with his knowledge of the Illinois basin. I figured it was hot dog because that's kind of what it is.
Well, yeah, they're close.
your
Michigan
stuff's
Basin and
West
Illinois
Texas,
Basin, same. No, actually, my stuff's in our operated stuff is actually in Montana.
Oh, he's in
Oh yeah, it's the same.
That's right. Same thing. It's not Oklahoma.
You know,
Texas,
Monahans,
it's not.
Montana. Same
Anything
thing.
anything west of Oklahoma is, I guess, West Texas.
Yeah,
Anything
pretty
north
much.
of Mexico is Canada.
Not Oklahoma. Chris Bird doesn't care.
What was that?
I said if it's not Oklahoma, Chris Bird doesn't care.
Don't care. Don't know why you'd go there. No clue.
Somebody in the car can hear me.
Is Buddy
Anybody
Stewart
wants an
Wade
upward
driving
price?
right now?
Full price bet. I'm actually winning.
Nah, I'm driving. We spun a
Wait.
well this morning, though.
Okay, what about the oil price bet?
So I wrote them all down from the episode where we kind of gathered them all up, and looks like I'm in the lead if we close out where we're at. We're close to it.
Where were you?
It doesn't surprise me
75.
that you're the one that
Everybody
wrote it down
else
and you
is
happen
north
to be
of
winning.
80 or north.
Yeah,
That's how it works.
but what? We're December 3rd right now. There's plenty of time for something to blow up in the Middle East.
I mean, well, yeah, no, I saw the Israelis said that
they're going to do something.
They are going to attack Iran if, I guess, these current Iran nuclear negotiations don't go the way they want them to.
And how could they go the way they want them to?
Yeah, not with the current U.S. administration.
Yeah.
At the helm. Do they have John Kerry in the room negotiating that deal?
I'll have the Let's Go Brandon hats in stock in about a week, I think. So that should be fun. I know you guys were asking for them. I got 2 different designs for you. Just in time to put under the Christmas tree.
Get that for my father.
I think I said $55 on that on the bet, and I'm pretty sure he hung up on me after that.
You magically lost phone service and got cut off.
So,
all right, are you going
yep.
deadline for the 10th?
I mean, I haven't locked in any plans. I should, but
We need to talk to Sankey about that.
I don't have a good work excuse necessarily to go out there.
Well, it's landman life work.
Yeah. So I was thinking maybe I just drive out Friday morning, stay the night.
A very Sankey Christmas brought to you by Landman Life.
Yeah, but yeah, we're getting on a little bit of a short time frame to start marketing that.
No, we're really not. We're right in the sweet spot.
Like a week out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If it's more than a week, nobody pays attention.
Yeah.
If it's more than 30 seconds, nobody pays attention.
Right. Exactly.
By the way, you went through and watched all of Unicorn's TikToks. Can you give us an update on this?
No, I'm not talking about
Sorry, are you embarrassed that I just told everybody that?
No, I'm not embarrassed. I just refuse to talk about that whole situation. I have no interest or desire to talk about it.
So we will be, I think, having a baby next week. So obviously I'm not going to be on.
You guys are checking into the hospital
Wednesday. Yeah. Obviously I'm not going to be here Friday. So it's going to be you and, well, if you're out in West Texas.
I mean, I could do it from the hotel room.
Yeah. Maybe the Tulsa guys are actually going to have to show up.
Yeah, I know. It just depends if they're at the office or not.
Maybe we'll just get the mustache to host it next week.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Could get better views than we do.
Probably.
Man, I don't know. I'm gonna have to get a background so you guys don't have to look at my freaking all the shit I have stored on shelves behind me.
Speaking of background, why don't we figure out how to put something interesting on the TV while we're sitting here?
Like the calendar?
I don't.
The calendar you sent everybody the other day?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. We might get taken off the internet for that.
That would get us in trouble.
Yeah, you're probably violating some sort of.
That one.
We should probably do Tobin maps and draw weird shapes and stuff on it so that people think it actually means something.
Yeah.
That could be fun.
Yeah. Or shall I plug in my Drawing Info account and we can just zoom in on random wells.
What prospect is that over there? That's a cock and balls prospect. So, Moody, are y'all going to be drilling anything anytime soon?
Yeah, I think we probably will. We'll probably we got a frac date locked up in mid-January, so I imagine that we're probably going to be drilling through Christmas. I'm sure.
Are you going to be sitting there on the rig?
No,
Feliz
no,
Navidad.
no. We're doing that's our contract operator. That's him, man. It's gonna be in Illinois.
Oh, okay.
So are you like
Yeah, sweet.
the well spud right now, or I guess
No,
shallow well, easy drill?
Yeah, shallow. 4,000 foot verticals, man.
You now have Chris Bird's attention.
Who's no longer on the call?
Yeah.
Probably due to peer pressure.
Yeah. The wives are getting, or his wife. I mean,
Yeah.
Mackenzie kind of likes this.
You should call Mackenzie and tell her to get on. Hey, WTX, I spent pretty much all day and most of my evening yesterday dealing with running out of water for one of our fracs. And I was talking with our frac supervisor about how amazing it was back when we actually had a contractor whose sole job was managing the water resources immediately before and during our fracs. I mean, like, we still sourced the, water and put the agreements in place and everything, but he was the one that was managing flow rates and repairs on wells or rerouting water lines and getting permits from the county and stuff like that. And unfortunately, he got sick and he had leukemia, and he actually passed away 2 years ago. And ever since then, they were like, yeah, like, you guys can just go ahead and handle all that stuff. So, yeah, that's just another job that we get to do,
Yeah, and we've done it and probably will still do it both ways on some bigger jobs. We've contracted every bit of that out, like let them talk to the railroad, text dot and the county and all that. We've also done some smaller jobs where it's just we get our landman to talk to the county and just do everything we can in house. And then we'll contract out because we don't have any pumps or lay flat, right? If all that has to be contract. I hope we never get that stuff. I don't want to mess with it. But it's sometimes it's my guys out speeding up pumps, slowing them down, monitoring pressures and flows and levels and all that. But it's really good to let if you can pay for it with the job, there's a lot less stuff that goes wrong when those guys do what they're supposed to do out there. And
there was one time that I got a phone call from a landowner who had his property like down this county road from where we were running a water line to a frac. And he called me and he said, hey, are you aware of the 5 feet of water in the county road right now? And I said, no, sir. I had heard that there was 5 feet of water in the county road. And I said, how is it possible for there to be 5 feet of water in the county road? And he said, honestly, I don't know either, but you've got a looks like 12-inch lay flat line floating on top of the water at the intersection. And it is very impressive how much water is coming out of the end of this pipe. And I called our water consultant and I said, hey, Todd, are you aware of this issue? And he said, I am. And I said, is there anything that you need me to do? And he said, there is not. And I said, is this a question that I shouldn't be asking? And he said, that's correct. I said, okay. And now nobody is allowed to have water lines running along a county road in LaSalle County.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
It's always impressive when you are the spur of litigation and or regulation, I should say.
But the impressive thing about that was that Todd had set it up so that we actually were not the people doing the water transfer. We were paying a third party to do it. And that third party had acquired the permits from the county. And so a couple months later, I was in the county courthouse talking with one of the county commissioners about stuff. And he kept talking about, oh God, that one time those idiots from this company spilled all that water in the county road. And I was sitting there going, yeah, those guys are idiots.
So the permit does not allow for 5 foot of water on the county road. Is that what's going on here?
Who would have ever imagined that the permit did not allow you to turn it into a river? You know?
Yeah. What do you need lay flat for? Right? Just herd the water down the road, right?
Yeah, but then there was also the issue that they were using like an ag exempt permit instead of like an actual permit. And there were some other things that they had done where, you know, there was a reason that Todd was paying them to assume liability on that. And I think he actually did the correct job. He protected us at least.
Yeah. We, I think it was earlier this year. I don't think it was last year. We had a job that we were shutting down a 20-inch produced water line to do some upgrades on, you know, getting rid of some our engineering spec changed, so we were just upgrading to our new engineering spec on our fabrication. So we lay a lay flat hose, 12-inch lay flat hose on top of the surface, and run that, you know, several miles from mainline block valve to mainline block valve. Get it filled up with fresh water, run a pressure test on it, all that stuff, and to get the 12-inch lay flat to move the amount of water that the 20-inch moved with at the same pressure, you have to put pump stations along the way.
Yeah.
Well, about the second or third pump station that they put online, like I'm sitting out in the middle of the right of way watching all this happen, because this is the first time we're doing produced water transfer that wasn't just like that was like basically over 30 psi. I mean, we're running the line pressure up 80 to 120, whatever right up to the max of what the vendor just assured us that it was. They kick on the second pump, and I guess the operator didn't realize that the throttle was WFO, and this thing took off, and it sounded like a cannon went off when it ruptured. And get it shut down, get it, you know, and it's at that point, like you either freak out and just go insane company man cussing at everybody, or you try to bring some calm to the situation. And this one I chose to bring some calm to this situation. And we got it off. We got, you know, vac trucks around and a bulldozer out, and we're shoring up and making sure the water doesn't spill over into this field where a crop is. And thank goodness, like we were like a couple hundred feet away from the transition from the brine water, from the produced water to the fresh water that we filled up. So there wasn't even, like, we got done and the landowners were like, no, we're good. Thanks for irrigating for us. So thank goodness there. I put that video, or that picture. I don't know if everybody saw that or not, of the thermal image of those tanks. So that was a desander and 2 gun barrels. And right after that, we started making oil from that pig run, and so much oil. Maybe not so much oil that we couldn't keep up with it, but our level transmitter on our skim tank started acting funny around the same time, and we overflowed the tank, and we're still doing cleanup from that. Everything stayed inside the containment, but wanted to do a little follow up on that. That was
yeah, those tanks were pretty full when you shot the imager on that.
Yeah, they're designed to stay that high. That's
really?
There's internal piping inside of those, and the storage tanks are actually downstream of that. The ones that we keep pulled down. Yeah.
I hate running high tank levels. It's scary.
Yeah, especially when it gets so high that they run over. Right? That's pretty terrible.
Yeah, that's like the last thing you want to happen.
Almost.
I guess a tank rupture would be worse, but only just.
Yep. Well, cool guys. I'm fixing to run in here and grab some twisted teas and
Get wild.
Yes.
Little hair of the dog or whatever.
I mean, you need to hold on to those in case you need to defend yourself.
No doubt. I
those
forgot
things
about
are
that.
Absolute deadly weapon.
Like a
That was
club.
the greatest video where the guy's like tossing that tea and he's like taking like, how much does this thing weigh? Bam.
It's
Well, thanks for joining us, man.
hey, good talking to y'all.
Have a good one.
See you later.
How the hell do I lock out? My phone normally.
He got it.
Yeah. So I guess we'll wrap up here in a minute, but
Pretty chill Friday.
yeah, very chill Friday. You know, I'm kind of in the boat of, you know, if I head home and I'm just falling down drunk as usual on a Friday, and the wife says we need to get to the hospital, you know, it's probably an Uber ride.
Do you have your go bags packed?
Yeah, she's kind of mad. I haven't really packed mine, but she's got hers. That's all that really matters. I got an air mattress though.
To bring to the hospital?
Yeah.
I haven't heard. I mean, isn't Dad usually supposed to like sleep in the recliner or something in the room?
Yeah, I've spent a
couch?
couple nights in hospitals in the recliner, and you know, if it's one night, I think I'd be fine. 2 nights, you kind of start to have a hard time moving.
Yeah, that's that's back spasm simple there.
Yeah, it takes you a while to recover.
You've got what? You guys both have pretty much a large percentage of family right here in the area.
Yeah, so they're still doing weird stuff with COVID. Apparently, like,
makes sense.
Until she's in like the postpartum room, there are only 2 people that are ever allowed in. Only one person can be in there with her at a time, but only 2 people total. So like it could be like me and like one of our moms, but we would still have to switch off, but like our other mom couldn't then go in.
Yeah.
Which I don't really understand quite what the reasoning on that one is. But then in the postpartum room, you're allowed to have 2 people in there at a time and people can switch off. Again, no idea what the reasoning is on any of this shit.
Probably not going to let people hang out in the waiting area.
No, we've told our family that they are not coming to the hospital until we tell them that the baby was born.
Yeah.
You know, like, but when I had all of my nieces and nephews, I remember like I was always in charge of bringing the bar. And so I had like a cooler bag, like packed and ready with like champagne. And I had like a full bar in like, you know, a bar basket, like cups for everybody and all that stuff. And like, that's what I did. Like when, you know, either of our sisters had kids, we'd go out to the hospital and we'd bring the fun times, you know, but yeah, I guess nobody can really do that this time. I don't know. You and Jode could go, you know, tailgate in the parking lot.
I mean, we
show up with some cold Miller Lights, and I'd, you know, pop out there for a second for a quick smoke break.
Just let somebody switch out, tag you out, tag back in.
How many kids do you have, Moody?
2.
How did it go with were both of them born when y'all were in Houston?
Nope. One was born one was born in Laramie, where we're going to college because he was a college baby.
Oh, okay.
and the other was born in Casper.
So Laramie is the one who's going to be out there working in the oil field, getting all the chicks, right?
That's yes, yep, probably, likely, highly likely.
So, I mean, are you going to have him start learning how to drive the plow and
Yep,
help out with stuff like that?
yep, absolutely, absolutely. He already knows how to operate a backhoe. He's better than I am.
I
So
mean,
it's
after about 18 beers, I'm pretty wicked on a backhoe or an excavator.
I think after 18 beers, Gates thinks he can probably do just about anything.
I actually have with the backhoe and an excavator.
18 years.
Done anything?
Yeah. Actually, I remember initially the joke was that like you set the case of beers down under the seat, so you sit on it, so that makes you drink faster because they're getting hot. And so it was like,
true.
and it was like that was the whole thing about like you have to go drive this thing around until you finish your 18 pack of beer.
Hey man, it's a good way to learn. Speed.
It was. And then I was down at the ranch when they were building the ranch house about a year ago, and I went and hopped into one of the dozers and fired the thing up, and I was putting it in gear, and I looked down and my wife is standing there, and I was like, oh fuck, like I was like, she's about to hurt herself coming up here to punch me if I don't get down.
No, that's when you just take off, man. You got work to do.
Yeah, I mean it was about 1 a.m. So
more than 18 beers deep at this point.
yeah, there was quite a lot of brown liquor involved.
Uh-oh.
I think there's actually a picture of that somewhere. Oh fuck, we got Pollard joining in.
Que pasta, fellas?
Pollard with the motion sickness camera going again. I didn't know you were a smoker, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm advertising Lucky Strikes, $5 a pack.
You're not into the native spirits or whatever?
No, I'm into whatever's cheapest. It's hard to have a habit anymore.
That doesn't surprise me.
It is. So a pack of Lucky Strikes is only $5.
Yeah, it's $5 to $5.50 depending on where you're at.
Oh man.
Moody, you thinking you need to pick up the habit?
No,
Yeah, that's what I need is another habit. Yeah, yeah. Let's
Did?
Moody's is a backwoods guy.
Yep, I am.
I quit drinking, so I got a little extra cash in my pocket these days.
Well, that's good. Well, you should smoke Marlboro Reds then.
But
No, I ain't that rich.
But wait, I thought you were in that Gamblers Anonymous group with Tui, so you probably don't have much spare cash these days, do you?
No, I don't gamble. Except in work.
Yeah.
Self-employed in oil and gas.
Yeah, that's enough gamble, but not. I'm in that group with Tui.
Yeah. I'm about to give intern $20.
That is correct.
Speaking of dumb bets.
What'd you
that's
bet?
the Cincinnati-Houston bet, right?
Just
took him straight up.
$20 on the money line.
$20 on the money line.
Just straight up head to head.
Wait, but no, that's not how money line works. You're gonna have to pay him like $150 if he wins.
Nah, it's just 20 straight up.
That was a dumb fucking bet.
Oh, well, he wanted to do 100. I told him get lost on that one. Like, if he wants to give me points, we can, but
No, you should.
I'm just saying when you
have to look at the line on a money line bet.
When you sound as confident, or when you act,
He
as
did sound
confident
very confident.
as you're acting.
He did.
I'm just saying,
So you had to take advantage of
faith.
it.
You got to have faith. I've learned this as a Cowboys and Rangers fan over the years. You got to just be confident that something's going to change.
How's that working out for you?
fucking sucks. The Rangers have lost 2 World Series, not 1 but 2 on my birthday.
On your birthday?
Yeah, good
Maybe
old
it's
late
just
October
you.
birthday. It may be.
Who do you have money on this weekend, Colin?
Let's see. I haven't placed any bets yet, but it's definitely gonna throw down on Michigan. And I think I like Georgia over Bama.
Yeah,
So
so I
that's
saw
gonna
Michigan's an 11-point favorite, and I didn't realize they were playing Iowa, so I mean they'll probably win.
That would really fuck the CFP if Georgia, Michigan, and Oklahoma State lose tomorrow.
Yes.
That ain't
And
happening.
Cincinnati. Notre Dame would be number 1.
Well, I think that's what Notre Dame is looking for.
I mean, obviously.
well, yeah. So what's the top 4 looking like now? It's Georgia, Bama,
Michigan, and
Michigan, and Cincy.
Yeah, and then Oklahoma State 5, Notre Dame 6.
And so Baylor's on the outside looking in, then, right?
Baylor's not going to get in even if they win tomorrow.
They can't. No way, huh?
But we would absolutely knock out Oklahoma State. The only way that Baylor could ever get in is if they won big, and then Georgia, Cincinnati, and Michigan all lost.
Well, with the way they've kept like Bama in the top 4 all year, I don't think they'd bump Georgia out of the top.
They wouldn't, but well, shit. No, you're right, because that would still put Bama in there. So I guess Georgia would still have to win to knock Bama out.
Yeah. Because Georgia would be a 1-loss team at that point. They'd still be in the top 4.
So they'd keep a 1-loss Georgia and a 1-loss Alabama.
Yeah,
Georgia may not give up a point tomorrow. Like
they're only a 6.5-point favorite, which I thought was a little surprising.
That's a little low, I would think.
Are they planning on not playing any starters?
Yeah. I mean, I
don't know.
I don't think people probably haven't paid attention because Georgia's just cruised at like number 1 the whole season. But I saw a stat that their defense gives up less than 7 points a game.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and not only that, but they score like crazy too.
Well, yeah, because their defense was the only reason. Who was it at the beginning of the season they had that close game with?
Clemson, I think.
Yeah, because it was Clemson that they didn't score. Georgia's offense didn't score in that game. I don't think.
The defense won the game.
Georgia's defense scored to win the game.
That sounds like
that was a 10-3 game.
Yeah, Georgia's defense and special teams won that game. Their offense didn't.
Yep, and a 74-yard interception return for a touchdown.
Yeah.
That sounds like some Eli Manning Super Bowl wins.
Yeah, right. Still counts them.
Yeah, still got the rings.
Hey,
Trent Dilfer, Brad Johnson, all them.
I went to high school with a kid who was not ever like the best player on our football team, but he absolutely tried harder than everybody else. The guy went to Duke and walked on at Duke, and he, in his first game as a freshman, got a spot on special teams on kickoff, the starter. And I think they played like, I don't know, it was somebody like Miami or somebody that year. And he said he was running down the field and he was running faster than he's ever run in his entire life. And all of a sudden he got hit harder than he had ever been hit in his entire life. And he said he couldn't get up and he had broken his femur.
Oh, geez.
So he missed a season and a half. He rehabbed, came back from that injury, graduated in 4 years from Duke, walked on to the Steelers, and had a tackle in the Super Bowl to get a Super Bowl ring playing with the Steelers. And then 2 seasons later, he retired and said, now I'm going to go be a doctor or whatever he had his degree in, and was like, I just wanted to see if I could do it in the NFL. It was like,
he's got a Super Bowl ring.
Yeah. And it's like,
wow.
Holy shit, that guy was not the best player on our team, but he out hustled everybody.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, that still matters.
Yeah.
You know, look at all the little white guys that have had really good careers in the NFL.
He was a white guy.
I'm just saying.
He was white.
Well, that's like Ray Lewis. Like Ray Lewis, Tom Brady, like they didn't necessarily start wherever they were, but when they got the job, they didn't lose it.
That's true.
Was Ray Lewis not like a first round pick though or something? Because he was
Ray Lewis is the guy that like murdered a whole bunch of people, right?
just one.
Yeah,
Just one. Just one person.
he got immunity to testify. The other guy was found, I think, not guilty, and they realized, oh, he stabbed him. I think that's how it went.
But then also it was Ray Rice was the guy who punched his wife in the elevator, right?
Yes, both.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes, this is. You can understand the confusion there, right?
Yeah, they're both Ray.
And they both played for the Ravens.
Yeah.
That's like
Culture.
Kareem Hunt beating the shit out of that girl and getting dropped by Kansas City, and then the Browns were like, "Hey, buddy, come on over. We'll take you."
David Farrell just said that Ray was driving the getaway car.
Yeah, there you go.
Huh.
Yeah, so it'll be a nice kind of last weekend in college football before we get into bowl season.
Yeah, and a hell of a time for college football to end when I'm about to have a baby next week, right?
Yeah. Yep.
You know, get a couple of weeks under my belt, changing diapers and all that.
You guys have little bear onesies or anything?
Yeah, no sleep.
Not really into the NCAA gear. I only have one Baylor
I was
shirt.
gonna say, yeah, I've like never seen you wear a Baylor shirt.
I've never seen you wear a Tulsa shirt.
That is fake news.
Okay, so Tulsa and Wyoming. Are we gonna get any action on this? Like, you know, some serious preseason action?
The problem, not the problem, but
You're afraid.
the predicament. No, the predicament I find myself in is that September is when everybody plays their non-conference, and Tulsa's non-conference schedule next year is an away game at Ole Miss.
They're gonna lose.
Yes, but how many? I don't get a ton of chances to go to like a SEC.
Oh yeah, you should absolutely get
environment.
Davis and go to that game.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard what go tailgate
Grove.
at the Grove,
Yeah.
like Oxford's supposed to be sweet.
Yeah.
But also to go to Wyoming in September, like I looked at it, you fly into Denver, it's just Colin, how long is
just
the
go
drive
fly
from,
up?
like,
Just go
Denver
fly
to
up to meet Colin, and he'll take you.
University of Wyoming?
Yeah.
In the plow.
So it's a 2-hour drive from Denver to Laramie.
Easy.
Not a big deal.
In the
In, like,
snow.
September, the weather will be
In the snow.
nice.
So what's the problem?
Well, I know, but I'm just like I don't think I have enough money to swing both trips. That's the predicament I find myself
Sling some more of these fucking hats over here, dude. We got another, 200 hats or whatever showing up next week. So
I've come to the conclusion everybody wants the shit for free.
everybody does want this shit for free, and unfortunately, that's just not how the
Not
world
going to happen.
And actually, I think next year the price is probably going up on these hats. So everybody should buy them while they're cheap.
Well, I've looked at oil mud stuff, man. It's crazy how much this shit costs.
I mean,
good-
I actually
good stuff.
I am seeing not necessarily price increases, but the discounts are less.
Yeah.
now for bulk.
I looked at hoodies and they're like $100 a piece.
Yeah, but you were probably looking at like, Chuck Yates hoodies.
Yeah. I was in the
See, I'm more
Banana
of like
Republic.
I'm more of like there's not actually a tag in this thing hoodie guy.
Yeah.
Hey Colin, is that hoodie that I sent you, is that comfortable? Do you ever wear it?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
Oh, he got a hoodie?
Yeah, he got a hoodie because It's got the fucking On the Rocks with Colin Moody logo on it.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes sense. I don't want to wear that one.
I'm not gonna fucking send you a random oil mutt hoodie. You can buy your own damn hoodie.
Yeah, it's sweet, man.
Yeah, they're not too heavy. I mean, what? Intern's wearing one of our hoodies right now, actually.
Come and take it one.
Yeah.
It's pretty nice, pretty comfortable, especially since it's always cold in here.
I don't feel like it's ever cold in here.
I know.
I run hot. It's probably the COVID.
Yeah.
The Omicron.
You are vaccinated, right? Unvaccinated, so that's probably the difference.
Vaccinated, probably with COVID. So,
Double. You got the double.
Yeah, I don't think it works like that. Pretty sure that means I'm just gonna die. So, I don't know, man. Kind of the reports I'm seeing now about the Omicron deal, it's not that big a deal. But that doesn't mean that the world isn't going to shut down again.
Or that, politicians aren't going to try to.
Yeah.
They already are.
Well, yes.
Have you seen the stuff going on in Australia?
It's bananas.
With you can't step off your porch, and they're putting up chain link fences in between houses.
Well, no, because they're taking people
in an internment camp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like
concentration camps
in your box at the camp.
Yeah.
And I saw another one that some people they had 3 people escape. They just hopped the fence and left. And they were doing full fucking car searches at checkpoints. These people
fugitives.
Yeah, these people just jumped into somebody's trunk and were cruising down the highway in Australia. It's to me, it's like these politicians. Obviously, there's the cynical, nefarious view of they just want the control over people, which I agree to an extent. But it's also they're so dumb and that they just they actually buy into this thing still being the bubonic plague or whatever.
That's not necessarily the politicians. That's the people. That's the problem, is that the people who are listening to politicians and media are the ones that are buying into this and letting this shit happen.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's been all those protests and stuff in Australia.
Yeah, and they're basically branded as terrorists,
Yeah.
which that's the same shit here.
Well,
anytime you protest against the government, you're a terrorist. But if you protest against police, you're an activist,
Right. Well, the biggest difference, and people have pointed it out 8,000 times, is that here we still have our guns. In Australia, they don't have their guns. And
we
so
don't have enough guns.
Well, right.
So you can't fight the government with machine guns.
Oh, that's right. I forgot.
Because the government has nukes and missiles and F-15s.
I forgot that Eric Swalwell or whatever.
Yeah, and everybody was just laughing about I mean,
Americans.
I don't know. Have you ever heard of Afghanistan, Iraq,
Vietnam?
You can't fight the government with machine guns. Okay. Yeah, you can fight them with fucking punji sticks.
Dude, Molotov cocktails.
Molotov cocktails, I mean, it exists for a reason, and it wasn't for a peaceful protest.
It's
really far down this rabbit hole, and it's going to be 7 o'clock.
And then I'm going to have to go home because I'm going to have a baby.
And then Twitter's going to ban us for talking about this.
We've probably already been banned.
At least shadow banned.
Yeah. Wouldn't be anything new, though.
Well, 4:30, do we need to wrap it up and get out here before 5 o'clock traffic?
Moody, I appreciate you hopping on, man. You and the mustache.
Yeah.
We need to start paying mustache some royalties for making appearances these days.
Man, I'm gonna have to. Yeah, I'm gonna have to trademark or license this.
I'm gonna have to make like some custom mustache swag for you, man.
There you go.
The Moody stash.
Yeah, exactly. I can't shave it off now.
Well, you know what? Our we could do a fundraiser next November. Yeah, we could just use the mustache as our Movember icon.
Well, Davis also does a mean mustache in November. I don't think he did it this year, but you remember the picture of him as Ron Burgundy?
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
that was pretty great.
That was a pretty great photo.
It was.
So I don't know. Maybe all of us need to do that next year.
Raise some money for a good cause, men's health.
Yeah.
Fuck it, might as well.
Yeah.
We'll add that to the list of causes we're donating money to next year.
There you go.
We got quite an extensive list at this point. Well, thanks for hopping on, man, and we will catch up with you later.
All right. See you guys on the flip side.
Take it easy.
Adios.
All right.